Gary, these are points to consider when you're setting up for the account information screen and the worksheets that you're going to be printing out. Currently, if I select some customers, go to Roots, and then say Print from Selection, you can see that this is your root style here, 72. When I print out the root, it goes through those notes and then breaks out the important sections of the notes, like the timer location, backflow, etc. So each one of these should be a separate field, right? So we're going to take these notes and we're going to automatically make them into separate fields. So you can continue to use this type of format for your work order, or you may want to consider some other formats that other people have used. For example, under print account information, this customer has chosen to put their address and location with some notes here, but then anything that's like relevant for each one of those customers, see they have the rate, the clock, location, zones, Hunter remote, and so on. And then they have a legend down here that references those items. So you may want to consider doing something like that, or stick with what you have, which is one sheet of paper per customer, but we may want to make the layout better. Now, in the account review section, right now you don't have anything here that is relevant to the irrigation stuff other than that's in this block of text notes here. So there's other examples that I can show you that are already existing in the system. If I go underneath the company setup and then screen style selection, there's a few irrigation ones that are already existing. This one here, the 601, that has that's married to the other report we saw here. It's the Hunter remote, outside shutoff, and access, and so on. And then you can put in values here into these fields. So we may do like a combination of things. You see how this person has laid out fields here, and then you can put in any value you want into those fields. So I could break up those notes like you saw on the worksheet. Then we can have dedicated field columns for these fields and put them over here, but specific to the way you want to do your business. Here's a more extensive view of an irrigation layout. And let me just show you this one. Again, you don't have to use this, but you can use elements of both of them, or some of them, just to get a better customization to the way you're really doing your business. Because the more accurate and refreshed the data is, like you said before, the better off you're going to be. This one has, you see how they broken down their sprinkler information into here, number of zones, zone location, timer type, and so on, shutoff locations. Again, you may want to look at these fields here. This is type 611 under the account review section. And that will give you another idea. Zone information. This may not be, you may not have to go to this extent, but at least some of the elements of this screen I think you can use. It has more detail, and some of it already relates to the notes that you already have on your customers. Again, we're going to take the text that you have typed in, we're going to make dedicated fields for it. And then this way, you'll be able to search instantly. Like if you wanted to see everybody that had that zone, we can just type in something on the main screen and instantly select them, or how many people have that. And, so it makes searching and referencing the customers easier. It's going to make the reports much simpler to create and change around. Again, you may want to take different style reports and combine them into something and change around the way your worksheet is currently. Again, it's going to be up to you. I'll just look at another irrigation one here. I think it just has a slight twist to what we just saw. Yeah, it's similar. So there's really not a limit, but I want you to think about, again, the first thing is we definitely have to break out that field. We cannot leave it as text because it doesn't offer you any value at all. And then once you have the layout of the text the way you want it, and the fields that are defined, then you're pretty much essentially done, because then it's just a matter of filling in that information for each account. So you already have it. I think you just have to, we just have to come to an agreement. So going back to this screen under routes and then print from route, there's more. It's more than 20. I mean, this list can be long based on the customer, but this is just this particular person's notes. Let's go back to this one. Again, so you would have timer and zones and backflow and blow off all as fields with labels, and then to the right of it we'll have a box and you'll put in this information. And then it'll be nice and neat and organized and easy for you to update. So look at this and let me know and we can get started on creating these fields for your account info screen.